I've got it on. How can we effectively combat Fidel?
Well, that's a difficult question also to answer, because I believe that we have to decide that problem. It has got to be decided in Cuba. And we have to determine our own government, and we have to decide who's going to run our destiny.
Thank you very much. Major Chibas, how sick is Fidel?
Well, I wouldn't know. I have heard rumors like you have, but I couldn't make any definite statement about that.
Is there a power struggle going on in Cuba?
I don't believe so. I believe that Fidel is the man that has the power in Cuba.
How about his brother Raul or Che Guevara? How powerful are they?
Well, I think they're both two collaborators with him in his work, but I believe they follow his orders.
Why did you leave Cuba?
Well, I wanted to be known my position to the Cuban people. As in Cuba there's no liberty of press, I could make no statement there of the way I felt, so I had to come out of Cuba to be able to be known my position.
What is your position?
Well, that I'm in my rank, or...
No, how do you feel about the situation in Cuba?
Well, I have a complete discrepancy, at least in many points with the government, and that's the reason that I thought I had to leave the country.
How far have the communists gone in Cuba?
Well, up to now there's pretty much infiltration of the Communist Party there in Cuba.
How powerful is Fidel Castro?
Well, he's powerful still. He has the support of many people there which are not still clear about his views, but he's losing ground, and especially among the intellectuals in certain higher classes he's lost a lot of ground.
What percentage of the Cuban population would you suppose supports Fidel?
That's a very difficult question to answer, because many people don't say their exact point of view. They're afraid to talk, so it would be very difficult to answer that question. But I'm sure that at this moment he's lost a great deal of the popularity that he had at the end of his regime at this time.
Major Chibas, do you think the United States is taking the right approach at combating the Castro regime?
Well, I couldn't answer that. I believe that the problem of Cuba has got to be settled by Cubans, that they have to decide their own destiny, and I'm sure that they'll know how to act at the proper moment.
Do you think cutting the sugar quota will hurt Fidel?
I suppose it will help him. Economically, it will do him harm, but it will do harm also to the Cuban people.
Why is that?
Because they'll be hurt economically. They'll have less dollars which to buy foodstuff which they need and other agricultural implements.
Do you think they'll resent the United States as a result?
I think so, and there's a great propaganda in Cuba around that.
With opposition building, how long do you think Fidel will last?
Well, I couldn't tell that. I'm sure that there'll be a revolt as soon as the majority of the people get a clear view of what's happening, but a definite date is practically impossible to say it.
Will it be months, years?
I would say rather months, maybe a year.
A year at the most?
A year at the most, I believe so, yes.